What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult? Mine is that you cannot expect a super passive friend to ever really have your back.
You know the type of friend that I can't stand is that they did nothing wrong to me friend.
Be careful of people that are friends with everybody. Oh my God.
Hey besties! Today we're diving into a topic that probably hits close to home for a lot of us, the friend to all, friend to none dynamic. You know, that friend who tries to stay neutral and supportive of everyone, even when there's tension in the group or some issues that probably need addressing. While it sounds like a good thing to be the peacemaker, it can sometimes come off as distant or even non-committal. So let's unpack what it means to be a neutral friend, the ups and downs of it, and why sometimes trying to be everyone's friend can actually mean not being a true friend to anyone. Grab your tea or coffee, and let's get into it.
What is a friendship lesson that you've had to learn the hard way as an adult? Mine is that you cannot expect a super passive friend to ever really have your back. Here's what I mean by that. You know those extremely passive friends that almost are people pleasers to the extent where they have no opinion? It can be the littlest thing, like, where do you guys want to get dinner tonight? Oh, I don't care. We can go wherever you want to go. They never give strong input. They never really stand for anything. And here's the issue with that friend. If they are ever in a room where your name is being brought up in a negative way, they will never stand on their 2 feet and defend you. In fact, even worse, sometimes they might even join in on the conversation because they're just followers by nature. They're also not the best friends to go to when something is wrong because they're not going to give you good advice. They're just going to tell you what they think you want them to say. And I've had a lot of friends like this in my life that I've had to learn the hard way. You just can't end up really trusting them. I feel like they're fine to be friends with in social and casual settings, but if you are looking for a really great supportive friend that you can lean on, these type of friends are not it.
So, what does this phrase even mean? On the surface, it sounds a little harsh, right? But it's really about how, if you're constantly neutral, trying to be everyone's friend without taking a stance, it can sometimes feel like you're not fully there for anyone. Friendship is often about loyalty, standing by each other, and showing that you have someone's back. When someone tries to stay neutral all the time, it can come across as distant or even shallow because true friendships usually involve a bit of vulnerability and taking sides when it matters. Being a neutral friend can seem appealing, and I get why. You avoid conflict, keep things calm, and generally make yourself an easy friend to have around. It's that feeling of not wanting to get dragged into drama or take sides when friends are having issues. You become the easygoing one, the one who's always there but without stirring up anything. But staying neutral can also mean not addressing real issues that could help your friends or even help you grow as a person.
You know the type of friend that I can't stand is that they did nothing wrong to me friend. Throw the whole friendship away. These usually are the type of people that play both sides and won't take your feelings into consideration at all. Not only that, people who become friends with those who have wronged you has never sat right with me and it never will. I feel when you open up to your friend and express to them the ways a certain individual has hurt you, and that same friend that you confided in is seen hanging out with or talking with that person the next day, it's weird. It also shows you that that friend that you opened up to doesn't care about the ways that you fully were affected by the situation. And I get not wanting to be involved, but a true friend would never be cool with someone who has betrayed you, who has disrespected you, or has wronged you in any way, shape, or form. I don't care what anyone says. Don't be naive and don't make excuses for people, because not everyone has your best interests at heart. Loyalty is everything. Pick a side. A friend to all is a friend to none.
Be careful of people that are friends with everybody. Oh my God. Those ones are the fakest human beings I've ever seen in my entire life. They're not friends with people because they genuinely want to be friends with these people. No, it's because they are born clout chasers. They're only friends with everybody because of what they can get from those people that they're friends with. If you see that your friend is friends with everybody, don't allow her to confuse you or don't allow him to confuse you and tell you, oh, I'm a social butterfly. You're not a social butterfly. You're a social clout chaser. You're a clout climber. You're climbing the highest ladder. Bro. Sister, who come into your life and then they want to be friends with you. And have you ever noticed that when they're friends with you, after a while, the friendship ends because they have gotten what they want from you. They see that thing that you don't even see in yourself and then they come and feed on it like parasites. You notice that your friend knows everybody or the girl that you're getting to know or the guy you're getting to know knows everybody until you run away. Don't run away because I promise you, if you do not run away, you're going to go online one day dragging yourself. Trust me, I know that.
People usually become neutral friends for good reasons. Maybe they grew up in a home where there was a lot of conflict and they learned to keep the peace to avoid problems. Or maybe they just don't like the stress of dealing with conflict and confrontation. Some people stay neutral because they genuinely want to support everyone. But sometimes, these reasons can mean sacrificing real, meaningful connections with friends, because when you're too neutral, it's hard for people to feel like you're really with them when it counts. Here's the thing, staying neutral isn't always bad, but there are times when it can actually hurt friendships. Let's say you have two friends who are in a genuine conflict. Maybe one person's been hurt or there's been a betrayal. If you try to stay neutral in that situation, it can feel like you're not really showing up for either friend. The friend who is hurt may feel abandoned, like you don't care enough to take their side. Sometimes, trying to be neutral can make you seem unreliable, or like you're more concerned with keeping everyone happy than actually supporting your friends. So, is there a way to be supportive without completely giving up your neutral stance? I think so, but it's a balance. Instead of pretending nothing is wrong, try being honest with your friends. Tell them you care about them both, but that you don't want to be in the middle. At the same time, don't just ignore the issue. Acknowledge their feelings, let them know you're there for them, and find ways to support each of them without choosing sides in a negative way. Being everyone's friend sounds ideal, but it often comes with a downside. You end up spreading yourself thin, trying to be there for everyone and not forming deep, meaningful connections. It's like being a jack of all trades but a master of none. You have a lot of acquaintances but not many close friends who you can rely on. Sometimes, being everyone's friend means not being fully present for anyone because you're trying to keep things light and drama-free all the time.
A friend to all is a friend to none, bitch. You can tell someone, like, yeah, the most detrimental, traumatic shit that somebody did, and they're still like, well, they didn't do anything to me. I don't want to be your friend. Sorry. If it's petty shit, I get it, grow up. Like, that doesn't matter. Why would I be rude to you if it's petty shit? Absolutely not. But especially, okay, take notes if you want to be a good friend. If a guy does your friend wrong, breaks their heart, like, cheats on them, shits on them, whatever, don't be friendly with them. Oh my God, is that such a foreign fucking concept? Don't be like, hey, when you see them out. Don't talk to them. Like, if you hurt my friend, you hurt me. Inadvertently? I don't think that's the word. If you hurt my friend, my feelings are also hurt. So I'm avoiding you like the plague. Be a good friend. What's wrong with you guys? It's nice that it's not pertaining to me this time. I'm just making a general PSA because I only surround myself with, like, good friends. Just don't be like that. If you don't want someone to do it to you, don't do it back to them.
Loyalty is one of those qualities that can make or break a friendship. When you show loyalty, it lets your friends know they can count on you, and it builds trust over time. If you're always neutral, it's hard to show that loyalty because it's as if you're saying, I'm here for you, but also for everyone else in the same way. Sometimes showing loyalty means standing up for a friend, even if it might upset others, and that's what builds stronger bonds. Friendships are built on trust, understanding, and a sense of closeness. When someone is always neutral, it's hard to feel that they're fully invested in the friendship. Think about it. If you're going through something and your friend is constantly detached, it can feel like they're not really there for you. This affects your ability to trust them and can make you feel like you can't be completely honest or vulnerable around them. One big reason people stay neutral is the fear of conflict. And I totally get it. Conflict is uncomfortable. But sometimes, avoiding it only creates more issues in the long run. If you're never willing to engage in tough conversations or stand up for what you believe, you miss out on the growth that comes with facing challenges. Conflict doesn't have to be negative. It can actually bring people closer when it's handled with respect and understanding. If you're someone who tends to stay neutral, one way to change that is by setting boundaries instead of staying silent. For example, if two friends are in a disagreement, you can let them know you care about them both, but that you don't want to be involved in the back and forth. Setting boundaries allows you to protect your own peace without sacrificing the authenticity of your friendships. You're saying, I'm here for you, but I also need to protect my own well-being.
If there is any friend in a friend group that I will fist fight any day of the week, it's the neutral friend. And I know we've all met one of those. It's that person who's like, I'm neutral in every situation. I'm friends with everybody. Peace, love, and joy. Like, nobody has a problem with me, and I love that. You know why that rubs me the wrong way? Two reasons. The first reason is they literally do not stand for anything. That is the type of person who will watch one friend get bullied by another friend multiple times and who will turn a blind eye to it because, well, somebody else can handle that and address that who's not a neutral friend. Really? Like, what kind of friend actually is that? Because you're the last fucking person I'd want to have in my corner. Now, the second reason is because personalities like that are completely driven by ego and their outward appearance. They like the fact that people see them as not being a problem and not having issues with anybody. And that's what drives them. Not the truth, not what's right. It's their appearance. The whole friend group could be burning around them and this is them. Bye.
I do not trust you if you have a lot of friends. Yes, I repeat, you are a walking red flag if you have many, 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 many friends. The realest people out there barely have any friends. Yes, it's true. Now, having acquaintances is different. Knowing a lot of people is a good thing, but who you trust, who you share your personal info with, who you share your close life with, is very, very sacred and crucial. So if you are sharing that with a lot of people, if you are open to a lot of friends, you're not to be trusted. At any given moment, you can snap, turn on that one friend, and you know you have so many other friends. It just doesn't make sense. The realest people I met in my life, from my experience, barely can count all their friends on one hand. I'm right, tell me not.
Sometimes, being a real friend means showing up even when it's hard. It means telling your friend the truth, being there for them in tough times, and showing that you're invested in their happiness. A real friend doesn't always take the easy path of neutrality. They're willing to go through ups and downs together. Even if it means taking a stance, a real friend will show they're committed to you and to the friendship. There are times in every friendship when you have to take a stand, whether it's defending a friend, calling out bad behavior, or standing up for your values. Taking a stand doesn't mean you have to get involved in every disagreement, but it does mean being willing to say, "This is where I draw the line." Friends appreciate when you show integrity, even if it means you're not neutral all the time. It builds respect.
I used to be the most accessible and the most available person ever. Whenever my friends needed me, I was there. It could be 1 a.m., 2 a.m., I'm answering your phone call. And then I started to hate my friends. Yeah, I literally used to die at the sight of their phone calls. I didn't want to be around them. I didn't want to hang around them. And then I started to wonder, why am I so drained? I haven't even seen this person and I'm drained. And I was drained because I constantly was giving. And my cup wasn't being filled in return. It's not that I hated them. I just resented them. And I resented them for how available I was to them. And it wasn't necessarily their fault. I love being there for my friends and I love helping my friends. But I had to understand that when I was getting to a place where I couldn't handle or take things anymore, I needed to express that. It wasn't fair of me to move cold towards my friends for no reason. I had to find a way to learn how to make both of us happy at the same time.
Sometimes, neutrality is the right choice, especially in situations where taking a side could cause unnecessary harm. For example, if two people are having a disagreement that doesn't directly involve you, staying neutral might be the best way to avoid getting caught up in something that isn't your responsibility to fix. The key is knowing when neutrality serves the friendship and when it becomes a barrier. When friends are in conflict, your role doesn't always have to be choosing sides. You can listen, empathize, and provide support without fueling the fire. Instead of offering opinions, focus on listening and being there for them. Sometimes, people just need a safe place to vent or get their thoughts together, and that's something you can provide without stepping too far into the drama.
But if you're friends with everybody, then you're friends with everybody. Wrong. A friend to everyone is a friend to no one. And as a recovering people pleaser, this is something that I desperately needed to hear and have drilled into my head over and over and over again, because I was under some false sentiment in my head that the people that I was pleasing, that I was trying to gain love from, that I was trying to seek their approval, I was trying to make them happy because their happiness equated to my safety, those people are not actually my friends. And so I would keep this narrative in my head of all these people that I would try to please and I would give love to because I felt that I had to. I thought we were friends. No. What constitutes a real friend What makes a real friend is someone that you do not have to walk on eggshells to try to please and to try to make happy, and that you feel some sense of fear over if you were to be yourself or to speak your mind. A real friend would never want you to be that way. A real friend would never want you to perform for them. A real friend would want you to be wholly and authentically yourself, and they would still love you for that. And if you meet anybody that is not accepting of who you are, then they're probably not a real friend for you. I also think that the statement, a friend to all is a friend to none, is a really good thing for people pleasers, especially me, to keep reminding ourselves, because if you keep trying to give love to all these people that you feel you have to in order to stay safe, and you tell yourself in your head, oh, we're all friends, I'm friends with everybody, you're constantly putting yourself in a space of danger, and you're also just allowing yourself to be perceived as a phony baloney, because you're not friends with everybody. You're not. I know you'd like to be. In your head, you think it's the safest route to be friends with everybody, but some of the people that you're trying to be friends with are extremely dangerous, which is why you're trying to people please them, because you don't feel safe around them. That's okay. You got to work out of it. You have to provide safety for yourself instead of trying to create this pseudo safety with somebody.
So, besties, being a friend to all can be a double-edged sword. There's nothing wrong with wanting to avoid conflict or staying neutral, but sometimes that neutrality can lead to disconnection. Real, meaningful friendships are built on loyalty, trust, and a willingness to show up when it matters. If you find yourself in the role of the neutral friend, take some time to think about how you can show your support in a way that feels authentic to you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and as always, let's keep building those strong, real connections with the people who matter most. Until next time, take care.